Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. Just got off work. It's the start to my weekend and I found a fuel tank for the tow truck. I think it'll work. Back to you guys as soon as we get there. A couple screwdrivers, some channel locks, a basic socket set, a pair of gloves. This place is actually a pretty good little honey hole. It's great for, you know, people like me that know where it's at and know the owner pretty well, because I get all kinds of good shit from this place. This is actually the yard that my LS came out of. And this here is Cream Puff. A really nice truck at one time. If I remember right, I was told the guy did a bunch of work to it, like rebuilt the motor and bought a new gas tank and a bunch of other shit, and pulled out of a gas station and met with somebody in a very angry way. That's how the truck ended up here. This grill show was in better shape. I'd take that and switch that over to my truck, but it's not very good. See, it's all mangled up. To the star of the show, this beautiful bastard here. This is a new tank. Get out of there. Ta-da. Did I put this gas tank in? Cardboard duct tape to the back of it? Check this out though. Somebody thought this Mazda was going to whip somebody else's ass. This big bird painted on the hood. It's a DX? Shit. A DX guarantees it's going to whip somebody else's ass. Also, I come here for trophy building stuff. This yard is actually the main sponsor for the parts to build my trophies for my car show, so shout out to Henderson's. Looks angry, don't it? Yeah, I'd say she took a pretty wicked hit in the front end. Jesus. Sorry for the wind noise, but I tell you guys, this is a big yard and it's full. Full. Actually these guys had a pretty bad fire come through here a few years back, and they lost quite a bit of their inventory. I'll walk over here and I'll show you some of it. It was really cool shit. This is the biggest tragedy. It was a late 50s GMC 300 bus, and this thing was complete. It ran, and it just cooked the inside. Look, it warped the roof down. That whole corner was all just stoves and washers and stuff. Had a mid-60s C30. Again, really nice cab. This was a parts truck at one time for me, because, you know, I know where all of these mid-60 Chevys are. This one still has one of the inner fenders is decent. There wasn't much of this truck here before the fire, so this wasn't that big of a deal. It's got one of these super cool factory built bumpers. Let's see. More Heart Chevco. Late 50s Chevy flatbed. There's some super cool shit that got burned up out here, man. It's sad. That whole trailer frame is all full of motors and transmissions, and that trailer over there is all full of transmissions. This guy's got all kinds of shit, and he's pretty reasonable on prices. So if you're looking for stuff, come check it out. Out here in East Carbon, it's Anderson's Auto. Tell him I sent you. He's not going to give you a deal or nothing because I sent you, but you know, I mean, just gobs of shit. We've got a whole row back here, well, half a row of Cherokees. There's still some stuff left over there. I've picked through a bunch of it, but there's stuff in here from the late 50s all the way to like the early 2010s. Don't mind me. I always love seeing this. See the pinstripe? The guy that taught me how to pinstripe actually did this truck a long time ago. It's cool to see his art in the wild. Unfortunate in the junkyard, but see this box? This box belonged to the same lady. The OGs on my channel will remember my Caprice wagon. This car belonged to the same lady. I was actually supposed to pick this car up when I bought the wagon because she allegedly built this motor, well, had it rebuilt just like 2 years before she parked it. And I never made it down there to pick this car up, but it's complete. I don't know if the engine runs or not, but if it don't, you got some PB Blaster just to break it free for you. Or if you're looking for Caprice parts, it's complete. Oh my God. Is that the old snowflakes? We got leg pipes? Shit. And we have extra doors. What do you know about that? All the chrome. Thing's a unit back in its day. We've got Metro Row here. We got 5 Geo Metros. Trust me when I tell you guys, when it comes to these Geo Metros, you don't want to catch them 1 liter heaters, baby. Them 3 cylinders of fury will get you. Power to weight ratio is real. Nope, I lied. There's another Geo Metro down here. Shit. Screw around, come down here, build a whole one. Somebody was really not nice to this car. This was back when 4-doors were actually considered parts cars. They're not parts cars. Stop cutting up beautiful 4-doors. Fire wiped out all kinds of good stuff, but there's still some pretty good shit left in here. I think this is a 5.0. I think so. It is not a 5.0. But I do need all this power steering bracketry. Damn it, I'm gonna have to make it come back here. He's about to shut down for the day, so I'm gonna have to come back out here and grab that power steering pump and all them brackets, because I need them for the tow truck. We got a headache because I damn near walked into this thing. That'd been fun, huh? Especially on camera. You guys would have got a good kick out of that. I would not have, but you guys probably would have. Look at this little thing. Is it an Amigo? Is it a Sidekick? Is it a Geo? What in the world? It's an SE. I don't know, that front end was pretty cool though. Ah shit, that's not a 5.0. That's a doo-doo inline 6. Just kidding, not doo-doo. Them inline 6s are awesome engines actually. As long as you take care of them just a little bit, they'll last forever. You know, they say that when the last 390 on the planet dies, a 300 is going to haul it to the junkyard. None of this stuff is for sale, but we got OBS alley right here. Tons of them in here. This truck here is the 65 that the front clip that's on my shop truck right now came off of. is this truck. Also, I have the seat out of this truck. But the rest of it's here if anybody's looking for parts. Most of it's still, I mean, it still has the tank. The doors are good. Somebody cut holes in them for speakers, but all the mechanisms for the windows and everything are here. It's a long bed with some rust and a big bumper on it, but I initially made a deal for the entire truck, and then, you know, it sat down here and people just kept helping themselves to parts off of it, so I pretty much just took what I wanted and left the rest down here. It's a pretty rad dually right there. Another one. This is a single cab dually. I think it's made its last one. Oh, holy shit. Is this a lifted Astrovan? Be still, my heart. Really? This thing is rad, dude. How did I not know this was here? What the hell? And they snuck this thing in here because I was all over this junkyard last fall. Holy shit, this is awesome. Now you want to talk about the temptation being real. And we got completed, son of a biscuit. 4.3. I know Casey's Custom has a bagged one, and I've always wanted a bagged one, but a lifted one looks pretty damn tempting. This is why, see, this is why Tabitha tells me that I need to keep my eyes to myself, because I find shit like this and I have to have it, so I buy it and then, you know, dump a bunch of money into it and then lose interest. So I end up selling it anyway. We're under the backside of OBS Alley here. Think thin. Okay. Envoy must have been tired. Took a little nap. Will not sell me parts off this truck. It's got tow dollies. He won't sell me. He won't sell me a single part of this truck. It sucks. Because I just want the tow dollies. That's all. He can have all the rest of the hydraulic stuff. I don't care about the hydraulic stuff. On my way out, and I forgot to mention, that loader bucket is full of drive shafts. So if you guys need some, chances are they have one here that'll fit it. It's fine. This is fine, right? Holding your gas tank so it doesn't move over and shatter your window. That's normal, right? It's fine. Made it home. No broken windows. Jeep things. Got that separated from the film neck. Film neck removed. These things are handier than shit. Wish I had a new one of these. But what we can do is just give a little spin-a-rooney till the split down to the bottom so it's out of sight. And then we'll just make some kind of a band-aid for the bottom of that thing. I think we are ready to accept the tank, but it has to come in through the passenger door because I don't have enough room on this side. Hi. Let's go. Easy on the interior, yeah. Oh, this thing's awkward. Get up into place. Okay. So, consensus is we got to make some modifications. Let me show you. So here's one of the problems is the mount. Well, it's easier to see on that side, but this one doesn't sit all the way against the back of the cab, but that's fine. I can just make some little spacers to push it out a little bit. Let's see. See, closes, that's a bonus. May have to, holy shit, that's way up there. See the angle on that dangle in there? It's a little bit off. We've reached a conundrum here, guys. Now, I have this tank up on the pedestal where it's supposed to be factory, and it's close to the holes here. I'm going to have to drill new holes up here so that doesn't bother me. Maybe not. Maybe I can just use the 3. Anyway, if I leave it up here, the angle of my fill neck, watch, I'll send this thing down through here. That don't work. But let me drop it down and I'll show you. But if I drop it down to where that flange there is level with that step, my angle here is much more tolerable, and I can make that little bend there with a rubber coupler. I just have to build spacers here, and I can already hear you guys. You shouldn't have it behind the seat. You should put it under the bed. You should shut up, nerd. Don't tell me where to put my gas tank. I don't want to put one here because I want to build a box to get this off of the top of the bed. I want to build a box that hangs in down here, which takes the space for the fuel tank there. That side has a PTO chain that runs up through there. I can't put a gas tank over there. And there's really no room back here for a gas tank to sit. As you can see, there's not much room. So I'm putting it back in the cab because that's what I want to do. Today we got to get this out so we can get that mounted in there. And it appears that it's only, yeah, these bolts will be easy. We've got one right here on each side, and then we'll flip the seat forward. And there's one back there on the back of the rail. They look like 9/16 to me, but I don't know for sure. Psych, I don't have a 9/16 ratcheting wrench, but I do have a 14 mil ratcheting wrench. I don't have any standard ratcheting wrenches, but that's fine. Hi, bud.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Just came out here to see what you were doing.
I'm gonna try to take the seat out today because we gotta put the gas tank in.
And air up those tires. That one.
Just that one.
Oh, never mind. Then that one.
Yeah, that's the only one on the truck that goes flat.
So do you have to get like a new tire or?
Yeah, I gotta put new tires on it anyway, but we gotta make it run first.
Die.
I've got a wrench. Okay. Got all the bolts out. Now we gotta get this thing out of here. Come on.
So hard?
What's that, bud?
Is it hard to do that?
A little bit.
I believe it.
Oh, damn, it's a PTO lever.
And that's the whole thing when it's up.
Now,
Don't look too good.
but you gotta move it so it's out of my way.
And we need to move my hoverboard. I am not played out for this. You know what? I got an idea. There. Now I can put my hoverboard back, and it can still be going. Hoverboard. Ow. Way too close. What's that?
Yeah, most of this is trash. But we did find some bolts in there on the floor. I don't know where they came from, but I probably took them out of something. But
It's not working out.
now that we have the seat out, we need to vacuum this floor because it's nasty. So I'll pull the gas tank out and then we'll vacuum up the floor. Because I did a quick vacuum on it when I first cleaned it out, but I didn't have the seat out, so.
Lots of metal scraps in here. I mean, I bet most of them are still hooked up to here, but still. We got the seat belts. Oh, there's a roof there. I did not know that. Totally did not know. Okay, yeah, I cannot stand up in this. Did not think I could, but for some reason, I just tried.
What are you talking about?
Just think that I was trying to stand up in there, and
Over there, honey.
I'm way too big. Rips in the seat and everything. A pretzel?
Bro, it's an old French fry.
That's a French fry.
It was, yeah. No more. It's gonna leave a hickey on your face. Seats out. Everything's been vacuumed. It's not great, but it's 70% better than it was. Besides, it's not a show rig, so we're just over 3/4 of an inch here on both sides, so that's pretty close to center. Damn close to center there, so we're good. Hi, bud.
Hi.
What you doing? Well, we're back. Had to run in and grab something to eat because I was starting to feel like a two-stroke out here. So now we're ready to get to work. Got them all marked. Got my punching device, the Christmas tree. Time to let her eat and see what happens. No. Damn near went to 9/16. And this nut zert tool is pretty simple. You just put the correct dies on, you thread your deal down on there, open them up, thread your deal down on here, Like that. Your hole. Ah! Heat. Yeah, she's taut. Back her on out of there, and now you have a threaded 5/16 hole. You know, this gas tank is so much easier to move in and out of here without the seat in here, because I can actually get in the truck and move it around. Watch my bottom. Okay, update time. 1 1/8" fuel line spacers, 2" 5/16 bolts, and also that fuel line spacer acts like a vibration damper. Fuel tank's mounted, bud. It's pretty damn secure. What do you think?
Ooh.
Gas tank's in. Not going nowhere.
Shush.
Now we just gotta fight that. And that's gonna be fun.
What's this?
It's a key box.
Oh, it has a key inside of it?
Yeah, and I don't know what the key goes to. It doesn't go to any lock that's on this truck.
What even? Oh, that doesn't have a lock on it. Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay, well, might as well put this stuff. Whoa, you alright, dude?
Yeah.
Tackle the wiring here. Like that. And then this, like I said, I have to just put a sub-tapper right here in the floor. That'll be fine.
And then a battery in that. I'm not going out that far.
Also, since I have the seat out, I'm going to go ahead and reupholster this deal, because it's seen better days, and it's filthy. We're trying to get the gas cap off the filler neck because we don't have a key for it, and that's next on the agenda, is to get the filler neck and the tank down there combined.
I found out how. There's like a little knob right there that is supposed to go right there, and then it'll come off.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I don't know how it's going to get there because
we don't have a key to unlock it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just drill it out and see what happens.
Maybe you could like get a screwdriver and like try to push it that way to like get it through that and then pop it out, but
yeah, we just can't damage the inside of that tube because it still has to take a gas cap back on there. So that's definitely one way to remove a locking gas cap. That's fine. This is our next hurdle because you can see it's a wee bit long. So now that they're touching on the bottom, we're going to say we need to take 2 1/4 inches off the end of this deal. At the end of our pipe cut here, and I've got some wire cutters. If you need to bevel the edge of your pipe and you don't have the tool to do it, but you have a pair of these pliers, this will work just fine for put a little bevel on the edge. See the factory bevel? Not bevel. We cut 2.5 inches off the end, re-beveled. Now let's go see if it works. Realistically, should have checked to make sure it was going to fit before I went through the work of putting that bevel on there, but it only took me like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something. So want it to sit about like that. Oh yeah, bud. Really should have done a little bit of research on this first, instead of, you know, looking stupid on camera. Yeah, we're gonna say that's bottomed right there. Shift it just a little bit, because the purpose of this hose is if these two don't line up here, you can maneuver that hose a little bit on each of these two pieces and make it enough. You know what I'm saying? Can put this all dusty. Yeah. That should do. It's going to go in and just immediately drop, but it's fine. I'd like to actually get this on more of a upward angle, see how it's more straight. I need to roll it so it's even with the gasket, so it's on more of an angle, so it's not just straight in there. Got a little bit of poke out. It's not even this way, but I don't care. But look, we got her lined up perfect. When you're good, you know. Tank's mounted all the way across. Sending unit and float level is grounded. Connected here. We're hooked up there. Now we need to deal with this. Got it. Now I just need a couple of vacuum caps for these two, so the inside of the truck don't smell like fuel. Then we get to go under the truck. Comes out of the cab here, and this big long thing goes up over the frame rail, comes back through that little cross member into the frame, back out here, and then into the frame here that goes up to the engine. Is it just me, or does that seem like a lot of unnecessary fuel line? Like, couldn't we just go from right here, piece of fuel line, filter, to right there, and just bypass all this unnecessary shit? I think that's what we're going to do. This other stuff here, for the life of me, can't figure out why it had to make that big long run. I guess it's, you know, it goes through here in case you have like saddle tanks or something out here. I guess that would make sense. But as I said, we're just going to go from here to there with the fuel filter right here in the center. Dunzo. We're going to bypass this whole line. See? Isn't that so much simpler? You know, that loop around mess. And I understand, like, right here, because it's a perfect spot to put a fuel filter. I get that. But why all this unnecessary mess? Okay, it's time to do some upholstering. It's not great, but it's much better than it was before. So now I got to pick this thing up and put it back in the truck and bolt her back down. I'll go ahead and chuck this up on the old resume. So I'm basically an upholsterer. That don't sound right. Upholsterer? I don't know. I could do this basically. So chuck that up on the resume too, right next to engine builder and paint fixer upper. The list is growing. Stay hydrated. By the way, to my upholstery friends that watch these videos, I don't want to do this shit. It's stupid. But, the saddle blanket's not great, but it's like 80% better than what was in here before. And it was all that was available at the parts store. So, I do intend on having this seat cover redone. Right now, it's just not in the budget and not real high on the priorities. So for now, I think what we're going to do is just wrap this video here. I'm going to keep plugging away on this truck. I got to put the battery back in it somewhere and try to find keyed power and figure out what's going on with my fuse block, because my headlights work, my park lights work, like on the bed and stuff, but nothing else. So I have to figure out what the hell's going on with my fuse box power, and that's not... Wiring is not fun to watch. So, yeah. We're just going to wrap the video here, and I'm just going to pull my hair out trying to figure out this wiring situation. But if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for, stopping by and hanging out with me for today and yesterday and the day. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it. We've got a functioning fuel system now. I think the charging system works. I don't actually know because I don't have any of the wiring. I might have the wiring hooked up. I don't know. If it doesn't read on the dash, I'm just going to assume that I've got the wiring messed up, because I don't know. I didn't know where any of the wires went when I just started plugging them in to where I thought they would go, But we're getting close to driving this thing. Now that we have a functioning fuel system, I may actually once I figure out my power situation, my keyed power, I can hook up my distributor and my cooling fans to keyed power, and then we can actually take this thing for a little rip. I'm so excited for that. You guys should be too. This has been a long road. Well, so if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything, and it's decently entertaining content. Yeah, like the video, share it, tell your friends, do all the stuff. Remember, guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do. So don't let the phrase, I don't know how to do that, stop you. Because I didn't know how to do a lot of this stuff, but I figured it out, just kind of trial and error, a little bit of YouTube university. But here we are. So thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.